¡Homero! Tranquila, está tragando.
What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video. And in today's video, we are going to be breaking down the latest developer video that is going to be giving our first look at the newest SS banner that we'll be releasing next week, which of course, if you guys missed the news, will be including SS King and SS Yuri. So we're going to go ahead and slow that thing down and break it down in today's video. But first, if you're new here to the channel and you enjoy daily King of Fighters All-Star content such as this, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. And let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, first things first, for those of you who want to see this video in its entirety, link will be in the description. However, for those of you who have not seen this video yet, I do have to break a little bit of bad news. The person who shot this was Mr. Karate, so unfortunately, it is going to be vertically shot, so we're going to have to work some editing magic and blow this thing up and slow it down in order to really tell what's going on here. However, there's two main things that they wanted to show off in this video. They wanted to go ahead and show off the fact that they have rehauled the friendly match system, which is something that they had said they were going to do a while back, and then they are also going to be introducing a new mechanic with these two new characters, which is basically just going to be charged projectile skills. So we'll be able to see that in this. However, they do go out of their way to blur a lot of things as well as use developer builds, so we're not going to be able to see a lot of specifics about these kits, unfortunately. However, there's a few things that still made their way in there, so let's go ahead, slow it down, and take a look. So the first thing that they go ahead and show off here is of course going to be the new friendly match system, and that is going to include a new toggle system where you'll be able to toggle through different settings and be able to set certain things on or off. So that way you can go ahead and customize your friendly matches. This will be something that'll be really fun for all the championship people out there, or just people who enjoy PvP in general, but that's really all they showed with that. Now this is where we get our first look at the new charge mechanic and Yuri as well as King after this, but basically we'll go more in depth with this new mechanic once we slow this down. But as you guys can tell, Yuri is going to be a burn-based unit, which is going to be interesting because we already have a million burn-based units. And then King is going to have darkness, which is really weird. If you would have asked me what dot I would have expected on this character, darkness probably would have been the very last thing I would have expected. But hey, it's Netmarble, you never know. So we're going to slow this thing down now and we can get more in depth with this because there's quite a bit we can talk about here. So the first thing is going to be the friendly match features. So as you guys can tell here, they show off a few different things you can tab between when you go into your settings before a friendly match starts. You can adjust what they point out as your HP and your awakening level. However, you can see down at the bottom, there's quite a few different things you can move around and tinker with. So there's going to be more things that you can customize than just those two, but those are the two things that they mentioned specifically. So for all of my friends out there who are big into PvP, a lot of my guild mates, most of my guild mates at this point who are into PvP championship or just friendly matches in general, this is a big deal for all of you guys, so congratulations. I'm glad that you guys are getting this update because that is going to be a nice quality of life change for all of you. But let's go ahead and talk about the characters more here. So as you guys will be able to see right here, there's that charge bar that tells you where the progress of your charge skill is at. So you'll be able to easily see where the progress of your charge skill is going to be at any given time. And it doesn't look like it's going to take very long to fully charge that. However, I do get the feeling that the main place that this is going to come into play is going to be on your awakening spam, because they mentioned that you do not have to charge that skill once you have hit your awakening rotation, but instead it will be fully charged each time you use it, which is going to mean that your damage is going to scale really, really well when you're in your awakening rotation with both of these characters. So hopefully that ends up translating really well. Again, Yuri will have burn, but there's very little else we can tell here. As far as the damage comparisons, an unfully charged skill is looking like it was doing about 12% or so damage on the Orochi HP bar, and then fully charged it was doing about 20 to 22% or so, more like 20%, but that's just a rough estimate, but it gives you an idea of what the damage difference is from a non-fully charged version of this skill to a fully charged version. Now, like I mentioned, King is also going to boast this as well on her S1, which is going to be her double Venom Strike, as you guys can see here. However, the weirdest part with this character is going to be the fact that she is going to have darkness. It appears as if it's on her S2, but very interesting that she's going to have this on her kit. Again, I would never have expected King of all characters to have darkness, but luckily she does appear as if she has Illusion Dance EX as her 3PG card finisher, as well as her core finisher being what appears to be Venom Shot. So when it comes to her 3PG finisher, that bodes really, really well for her, because Illusion Dance EX should be a nice long finisher, and it will also more than likely just be a strike-based finisher, which is going to be really, really good for her in things such as Immortals and Guild Raid. But again, time will tell. We still cannot see much of anything with these kits, so we're just going to have to play this by ear and wait until the 27th when we actually get these characters to know fully well. But again, if you guys want to take a look at the damage comparisons from a non-fully charged version of these skills to the fully charged version, you can tell right here very easily. But another thing I noticed is right here, you guys will notice if you take a look at Yuri, it does appear as though both of these characters, once they start winding up these skills, they are going to have super armor. So it looks like you are going to be able to proc super armor while you're standing there charging. This is probably to protect a character so that the charge mechanic is actually somewhat useful. However, again, I do not see very many instances where you're just going to want to stand around flat-footed and charge up these skills. I do think that the main value proposition here for this mechanic is going to be on the Awakening rotation, so that way you can just go ahead and spam your skills. And then if you take a look here, this is the Awakening rotation. She's going to go ahead, throw that out there, and there you go. Fully charged version of the skill without actually having to charge it. So in the end, this new mechanic I think is probably just going to be something that's mainly useful when you're fully awakened, which is a big deal. It's just not something that outside of Awakening I think you're probably going to use very often, but I digress. But in general, if you guys want to know what all of King's skills are, we have Double Strike on the S1 that turns into Phantom Strike when fully charged. We have Trap Shot on the S2, Tornado Kick on the S3, the core finisher appears to be Venom Shot, and then finally, as you guys are seeing here, this is the startup for the new 3PG card finisher, which is Illusion Dance EX, which is an extremely good, long, strike-based finisher. And then in general, one other thing I noticed about her kit is it does appear that her S3, which is Tornado Kick, might fully reset all of her skills as well, but that is as much as I can glean from all of this, you guys. Like I said, they hid a lot of stuff from us here to try and keep us in the dark. Let me know in the comments section down below if there's anything you noticed that I might not have. But anyway, you guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.